going on, everybody? Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is the NS9 Postgame Show powered by Primanti Brothers. And holy shit, Doug. Absolutely wild win. Pirates win 4-3 in 11 innings. We're going to get to the whole thing, but God, I feel like my life expectancy just dropped like 10 years tonight.
Yeah, well, I've got 70 years on you. I mean, my clock is ticking, brother. I'm in the 9th inning, and they can't be doing this kind of stuff to me.
Oh my gosh, what a game! What a game! I mean, let's just, you know the deal, guys. Hashtag raise it. Get it in the comments. I mean, this is a game where I don't think the Pirates necessarily deserve to win this one, Doug. They played terrible. It was a terrible baseball game.
Actively tried to lose this game.
They
tried to beat 2025 Pirates.
God, they were getting people on base. They couldn't get them in. They had this game just in total control the entire time. Braxton Ashcraft, maybe the best start of his career, and they just couldn't put the Cubs away. They inning after inning, leaving guys on base, not getting the timely hit. And then they bring in the bullpen and there's walks and they let the Cubs back in this game just slowly. 1 run here, 1 run there. Cubs score in the 9th to tie things up. And you go into extra innings and you're like, this is going to end really, really poorly. And it seemed like it was going to, but Yohan Ramirez just Houdini acts after trying to throw the game away once already. But like, just, oh my God, Doug. Words are failing me here. Just an outstanding game, a wild game, super fun game to watch. Also just a incredibly frustrating game to watch. But you know what? The Pirates win. They win this series in Chicago. And I mean, now
right there is a bold statement. This team has lost the season series to the Cubs 11 consecutive years. And they're now up 2-0. They've won a series in Chicago. This is different. I almost didn't make the post-game show. I was consulting my team of mental health professionals. And, they've told me I was experiencing, things I'm not familiar with, things like joy and happiness and hope and optimism. And then, the 8th, 9th, and 10th came upon me. But they're doing this against the Cubs, right? Look, we have not played a cupcake schedule this year. We've played all, a couple playoff teams, the Mets who barely missed out on the playoffs and then added to their roster, the Padres who are always a good team. I mean, and now the Cubs in Chicago, we've won the first 2 games. And, Bubba's not been dominant this year, but he's no easy, like, oh, gee, we're going to roll out the Sunday lineup and give this game away. Like, Bubba gives you a chance every time. So I don't know what to, exactly. Words, not familiar with them. I don't know what to say. I am so excited about our tailgate. I can hardly wait.
Let's pick this one up. I want to pick this game up let's pick it up in the top of the 7th. I feel like that's when things got just really wild and frustrating. The Pirates are up 3-1 at this point. Mason Montgomery just pitched an outstanding 6th inning, to kind of put the game back on track, right? Braxton Ashcraft was dealing, and we'll talk about Ashcraft. He was dealing. Ashcraft was dealing, but he walked his first batter of the game in the 5th. And it came around to score. So it cut the lead to 3-1. But then Montgomery came in the 6th, and you saw him do what makes him so special when he's throwing strikes, just completely dominate. Struck out Hap, struck out PCA. So kind of like settled things down. Top of the 7th rolls around. You've got Brian Reynolds, Ryan O'Hearn. They both get on base to start the inning, single walk. And then Marcelo Ozuna steps up to the plate. Shout out Sean Hooper, hoist the cone. Thanks for the super there. I'll get to all the new members and stuff here too. Like I have a feeling this game is going to be a wild one. But that 7th inning, the Pirates were in control of this game. They have 2 runners on. They have an opportunity to put this game away. And Marcelo Ozuna, who has just been, good God, so awful this season, he grounds into a double play, and you could almost sense it right there. It was like that double play that could come back to haunt them. Like not being able to add on to this 3-1 lead could come back to haunt them, and it eventually does. The 7th inning comes around. Justin Lawrence comes into the game, and Doug, these pitchers not throwing strikes is going to give me a heart attack one day. Like it is just, oh my God, it's so infuriating. Every
I
single
don't think you have to worry about that too much because every one of them is going to be burnt out by June because Donnie Kelly, wants to use the bullpen for 6 innings every game. Well, we can get to this, a little more.
Yeah,
but you're right. Them throwing balls is bad. It'd be nice if they weren't throwing in the 6th inning after a guy. I understand we need to be delicate with Ashcraft. He's had some injury history. He only threw 77 pitches. It bothers me more with Skeens going 5 innings and Keller leaving after 77. We're the only team that doesn't have a pitcher that's thrown 100 pitches yet this year. It's like, Donnie, sit down, man. You're over managing. Right? Just trust these starters. It might be the best starting staff. But you're absolutely right. This bullpen cannot be walking 2 guys every inning.
Yeah, and like I don't want this to be confused. I am thrilled right now, but like I want to talk about the game. This is a post-game show. So like that 7th inning rolls around. Lawrence walks the leadoff batter. He comes around to score. And now you're getting the sense that like this is going to get really, really frustrating for us. Pirates fail to add on in the 8th. Matson does a hell of a job in the bottom of the 8th to kind of pitch out of a jam. He does give up 2 hits, but gets the job done, puts up a 0. And then in the 9th, Dennis Santana, who's typically just calm, cool, collected, throws strikes, gets the job done in 10 pitches. He walks Dansby Swanson. Then he walks Carson Kelly, and Alex Bregman ties it up with 2 outs to force extra innings. So again, the walks just it's right. You had the sense that the walks that this team was going to have was going to come back to bite them, and it was like, oh my God, here they are. They're finally going to come back to haunt them, and they did to a point. But again, they still won this game. So
they still won, right?
They still won. But
with
like
walks and errors, right?
This game seemed like it was under control, and it was slipping away. And again, this is a game that the 2025 Pirates would have lost. This is a game the 2025 Pirates would have lost. And
they would have lost this in the 7th inning, right? In the 7th inning, they would have walked 3 more guys, and
we would be so frustrated at the end of this. But at least now it's like, hey, we won this game. This is like the Pirates stole this game from the Cubs, which was just awesome to see. But yeah, going into extra innings, Pirates can't score in the 10th. Again, like you've got the Manfred runner on second. You can't get him over to third even. So they go scoreless in the 10th. And then Yohan Ramirez, Doug, the MVP of the game, right? He's got to be.
Oh, for sure.
He was outstanding.
Almost the GOAT, and not the greatest of all time GOAT, but the scapegoat, right? Almost the GOAT of the game. And yes, but what a job. What a job. You're sitting on the edge of your seat every time he comes in, but man, he's nasty.
I mean, you don't score in that top half of the inning, and you're like, they're gonna lose. Like you assume you're gonna give up that 1 run.
You're gonna give up a run.
He's able to. He gets Suzuki to lead off the inning. He intentionally walks Pete Crow Armstrong. He strikes out Miguel Amaya. Then he walks Michael. Again, the walks just like they got your heart rate up so high here. Another walk. He's throwing wild pitches. It's like, oh my God, Yohan, like. And then he gets Dansby Swanson to get out of the inning. Like I said, just that's his first Houdini act of the ball game. And then in the 11th, the Pirates get nothing going. Connor Griffin strikes out. Joey Bart strikes out. Oneil Cruz, who all of a sudden is left-handed specialist. The Cubs walk him because you're not going to pitch to Oneil Cruz, right?
Kind of just sit with that moment a minute. A left-handed pitcher intentionally walked Oneil Cruz.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Listen, I wouldn't have thought that in 2024 when he was playing well. I wouldn't have thought it during, the hot start that he had last season. I did not see that coming. That was not on my bingo card, as the kids say. What a job he has been doing this year. And what a game he had. And then he gets that walk. It's just stunning to me.
Unbelievable game for Oneil Cruz. And as I said, we'll kind of get into there's a couple people I really want to highlight in this game, and he's one of them. But yeah, I mean, that 11th inning, you're thinking, okay, well, now lefty against Lau really didn't look good in that at bat. He was check swinging, like he didn't seem like he was picking up pitches. A little dribbler back to the pitcher, and Caleb Thielbar could have just thrown. He could have underhanded this thing to first if he wanted to. He had a ton of time. He throws it away, and the Pirates score a run. They're gifted a run. Shout out Cubes. Thank you, Cubes. They cubed big time there in the 11th. And that was the lead. That was the lead. And then you go to the bottom half, and it's like, all right, here's the Yohan Ramirez experience yet again. And he gets Nico Horner to dribble it back to him, Doug. And then Yohan
exactly what you want. Yeah.
Yohan does exactly what Thielbar does. He throws it away, like has all the time in the world, throws it away. It should have been 1 out, runner on second. Now it's no outs, runners on second and third. And then he just freaking buckles down. Matt Shaw, shallow fly out to right. Bregman pop foul out to first. Intentionally walks Ian Happ. And then at this point, I'm just like, they're going to walk in a run here. Like, that's just how this game is going to continue on. And I thought he was going to. He got down 3-0 to Suzuki, but then gets Suzuki to foul out to O'Hearn. And man, Doug, if Lanny for Terry were still around here announcing games, it would have been the biggest, no doubt about it, you would have ever heard in your life.
Oh, yeah. Man, I mean, just hearing you recap it has stressed me out and kind of exhausted me. I'm like, oh wow, that was something.
Yeah, what an ending! What an ending! I mean,
I guess like to us, it's so unfamiliar. We don't win, especially when we play sloppy and walk people and make errors and don't bring in the guy from third and. Not have it called a double when it's actually a double, that would have scored another run earlier in the game. All this is the kind of stuff that happens to us. And then we lose and and we're frustrated and angry and are chanting, sell the team. And I'm, saying it's a good day to fire Ben Cherington, that sort of thing. We won this game. It's so odd. We don't win these games.
It was, this is a game that we're not used to winning. Like I said, this is at least the second game now in the last week or so that the Pirates have just absolutely stolen from their opponent. They stole that win against Baltimore, right? With the Jake Mangum infield hit. And then they stole this game away from the Cubs. So I mean, and those two games go the other way. You're 7-7, right? Instead, you steal those two wins. You're now 9-5. You're in first place in the NL
4-1 in the division. Right?
You're 4-1 in the division. You've won 2 road series against NL Central opponents. It's it's been a wild start to the year. So that was just an insane ending to this game. Those last few innings, what a roller coaster. But yeah, do you want to talk about Braxton Ashcraft?
We absolutely should. He never really got the attention he deserved in the minors, right? Because he was hurt. And so we wrote him off as injury prone or said, oh, he's going to have to be relegated to the bullpen. But when he pitched lights out. And now it seems to me that he's not injury prone. He was just injured, right? That the cupboard wasn't bare when Ben Cherington got here because you had guys like Braxton Ashcraft in the cupboard. That he is a really good pitcher. He had a career high in strikeouts today. I mean, he's just nasty. He has great composure. He's got a great arsenal of stuff. He seems to know how to pitch. Him and Henry seem on the same page. I mean, this is like, 2 years ago, we were not talking about this guy at all. And now here he is, and maybe the second best pitcher on the team, right? I don't want to diminish anything that Keller's doing right now, but I mean, he's wow. I'm starting to get on the extend Ashcraft bandwagon here. So,
yeah, he's really good. He's really good. I'll say this: like this was the best I've seen him look, I think, in a game. And you mentioned earlier, like pulling him a little bit early. He's had the injury issues in the past. He's never really had a full season workload. You're going to get to the point where like the innings are going to start really, really adding up for Ashcraft. So like, I understand being careful with him, especially early on. So I get why you're pulling him in the fifth here, but
with him,
I mean,
I could make excuses for it.
Yeah, but like, 5 innings, he gives up 4 hits, only 1 walk, strikes out 9, Doug. He has a 2.12 ERA. I'm pretty sure that takes his career ERA as a starter down to roughly right around 2.16 or so. He's been stellar. He's been absolutely stellar. Ever since being promoted from the minors, really being eased into the majors through the bullpen, and then kind of working his way into being a starter. Again, career high 8 strikeouts last time out, breaks that today with 9 strikeouts. The Cubs couldn't hit him. Like they couldn't even like touch him. 16 whiffs on the day, 6 of them coming on his curveball. He had a 75% whiff rate on his curveball today. When he threw a curveball and the Cubs swung at it, they swung and missed 75% of the time. On the slider, 63% of the time, swing and miss. The stuff was just the breaking stuff, particularly, was just not even being touched today. And he really attacked the lefties in this Cubs lineup with that fastball and curveball. Threw in a few splitters in there as well, but just an outstanding start from Braxton Ashcraft. Right. And I said earlier, I was like, my hot take of the year was Ashcraft getting Cy Young votes. And if he gets enough innings, Doug, I think he's going to put himself in that conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking he looks like an all-star pitcher right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to fathom that, again, being a Pirate fan, we don't get 4 or 5 guys. We know Skeens is going to be there, someone else, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, Ashcraft looks like an all-star right now. Like, he looks like a guy that's going to get Cy Young votes. Innings will be the concern. Health. He's only pitched 118 innings. Like, he might get to 150 this year, but they're going to have to do some stuff. They're going to have to skip a start. They're going to have to maybe piggyback him here or there, that sort of thing. But I mean, he's just, what an asset, what an outstanding, development story for the Pirates. And I'm going to see the Pirates play the Rangers after the tailgate, and I think he'll pitch Wednesday. So I'm, pretty excited about seeing him live.
Oneil Cruz, Doug. This is what we've been praying for the whole time is this. He started off last year like really hot, where he was like the only person on the team doing anything. But I don't think he ever looked this good at all last year.
No, this is entirely different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the way he's doing it. He's hitting lefties. He's getting on base. He's stealing bases. Doug, 4 for 5 today with a walk. He was on base 5 times. He stole 3 bases. His season numbers now, he's hitting 345 with a 400 on base percentage. And he's slugging 618. OPS over 1,000. We're 14 games in as far as he's going, and this is the best baseball I've ever seen Oneil Cruz play.
Yeah, I'm a little old and a little addled, but maybe I forget the meaning of words, but I don't think any of what you just said equals lazy. I don't think, it's funny. People come at me all the time. Oh, we should DFA Cruz or just give him away for nothing, send him to AAA. I'm not, and this is why. Now, look,
he's got to you don't do that. Yeah.
But this is why, right? Because his upside is so high and is attainable, right? His upside is attainable. Look, he had a great 2 months last year. I don't want to get, too excited, but this is different. With 2 strikes, his 2-strike approach, we saw it in spring training. Like, he wasn't trying to crush everything. He wasn't trying to light up StatCast. So again, he goes the other way. He's hitting lefty. He put in the work too, right? Again, I don't know how lazy he was if he's developed that much against lefties in their off season. But yeah, he's stealing bases. I bet on him to steal the most bases in MLB this year. And I was loving today's game. I'd like to see about 15 more of those. So,
it's five stolen bases on the year after today.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause he kind of got off to a slow start with those, but yeah, he's running now. He's an emotional guy. I hope he stays within himself, but, keeps just feeding off the vibes and off his success and just, keeps this going. And again, I guess it's unfair to expect him to be a 350 hitter with 1,000 OPS, but hey, I can dream.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we've always dreamt about when it comes to Cruz. He's hitting balls over the fence. He's hitting extra base hits. He's stealing bags. Outside that first series against New York, Doug, he's been everything you could ask for.
Yeah, right. Again, he's still not going to win the Gold Glove out there, but he's not those just terrible, mistakes and stuff, that sort of thing.
Another guy I want to talk about, Nick Yorke, just keeps hitting, Doug. 3 more hits today for Nick Yorke, including his 3rd double of the year. He also has an OPS over 900. He's batting .379. And his versatility was super useful today, like being able to start him at third, move him into the corner outfield so you could get some pinch hitters that you like. I was not expecting much from Nick Yorke going into the season. Like, I know he had that nice start to spring and he was hitting the ball hard, but it was like, Nick Yorke's probably going to be the 26th man. I mean, hell, we were doing roster predictions and I was like, I think I'd rather have Tyler Callahan. Well, I look kind of dumb now for saying that because Nick Yorke has been just a huge asset to this team as a bench player. And now with Triolo sidelined for a while, he's gonna have a much higher, larger role, and he just keeps performing.
Yeah, when we acquired him and then never played him, never brought him up, people have mocked me for saying, like, I just want to see him get a chance. I did not expect this, but this is why I wanted to see him get a chance. This might be in there. He was a good hitter all through the minors, right? He's not going to be a power guy, but he's got a good approach at the plate. It looks like he can hit some doubles. And again, he does have some versatility, which is, again, games like today are a perfect example why you want that versatility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Donnie had to pull out all the stops. He had to use all the tools in the tool bag. So yeah, it's, again, how long does it last? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to watching him. We saw him in spring. I was down there for two full weeks. He looked good. Kevin Newman hit 700 in spring. So, it's easy to dismiss stuff. We've seen lots of guys have good starts, but he's got a good approach at the plate. He's locked in right now. It doesn't feel fluky. Right. It doesn't feel fluky. Yep. I don't know if it's sustainable, but he looks like a professional hitter. And I think you tweeted out today, it's so nice to have a lineup that's got, decent hitters, throughout it. And, again, this is something we haven't had in a long time where, 5 through 9 were just easy outs. So,
yeah, the issue today was just hitting with runners in scoring position. Like they were 2 for 19 today with runners in scoring position. And one of those hits probably shouldn't have been a hit. That Brandon Lau hit in the 11th was rolled a hit. somehow. But you look at that and, 2 for 19 with runners in scoring possession, just some quick math here means they were 10 for 22 without runners in scoring position. So like this lineup was hitting the ball, they were getting on base, and everyone really outside of Ozuna has had their moment this year. Ozuna, will also get to him, but everyone else has had their moment, and it's really just a matter of just like looking professional up there. Like I said, Cruz, great game. Brandon Lau, that he's been cooled. Like he's been real cool lately. Like he had that monster series against the Mets, and then he's cooled off a bit. But even with that, like those 2 walks that he had in this game, kind of just keeping the line going, handing it off to Reynolds, like he's still got a 352 on base percentage. Brandon Lau, he's hitting 222, but like he's getting on base, he's giving you good plate appearances there. Reynolds has come on strong. Like he looks kind of like the Reynolds of old, really. Like he just looks comfortable up there. Ryan O'Hearn, I can't say enough good things about this guy. Like I liked the signing when we signed him, but I didn't think I was going to like it this much. Like, been awesome.
He was an all-star last year. He looks like an all-star this year. That's for sure.
Yep. Horowitz, same thing, like been struggling, throughout the year, but he's also come through a few times when you really needed him to. Connor Griffin, again, 19 years old. Like you're going to expect some lumps with him and some kind of bumps along the way. But you can see the potential there. He's already contributed a bunch as well. The catcher position, I guess, is like the only position where you can say like they haven't really done anything.
The carryover from last year. Yeah. The thing is like when I watch Connor Griffin and I watch either some of these other guys struggle, Connor Griffin's having good at bats. He doesn't look overmatched. He's making some decent contact. He's hitting the ball hard. Last year, we had so many guys that walked up to the plate, the Sawinskis and the Bays and Henry and Triolo, that, they're like, what is this odd shaped stick in my hand for? Like they just looked like they had no idea, no chance. And that's usually, it was, 3 strikes, you're out type situation. That's not what's happening. Even if they're not producing, they're making the guy throw 10 pitches. They're drawing some walks. Griffin had a sacrifice fly today. It's productive outs, productive at bats. Yeah. We need some improvement from some of these guys for sure. But other than catcher, it seems like we're getting decent at bats at 1 through 8 through the lineup.
Yeah. 143 entries into the Permane Brothers contest. So make sure you're getting your hashtag Raisits in there. Before we give those away, Doug, Marcelo Ozuna, we talked about the double play earlier. He also struck out today. He went 0 for 4. He did walk, so he at least did one positive thing today. But he's now hitting 059 on the year. He's 2 for 39 right now. And Doug, they've already kind of given him some time off, like that he's the guy who they sit to give these other players a day as a DH. But like at some point, when do you either just sit him there because you're better off without him, or do you just maybe move him down in the order? Because I feel like right now he's hurting the team a lot because he's coming up in big situations a lot. And he's doing nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, you would sit him some. I'd still give him a little rest, and because again, you've got guys that can play if he's sitting. And last year you just said no, just bat him 4th every game. There's nothing else to do. But I wouldn't bench him yet. Again, everybody's citing in his 40 home run season, he was 5 for 59. I don't know if I buy much into that, but I probably would move him down a little bit in the order. I mean, you could, Yorke and Gonzalez seem to be somewhat productive. I don't know. You could like move them down to 6th or 7th or something, and just, not bring them up in some of these tougher situations. That doesn't necessarily hide the bat, but I don't. It would be silly to give up on him at this. Well, look, we didn't give up on Rowdy. We didn't give up on Tommy Pham. We didn't. There's a lot of guys that did not have his resume that we gave, until June or so to figure out, and they figured it out in June. So I think you got to ride it out. And fortunately, other guys are picking it up. But yeah, we need to be better with runners in scoring position, and he'd be a great step in helping that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I'm not ready to just like completely write him off. He's shown for a really long time that he can hit. I think they're doing a pretty decent job of giving him some days to reset, and I think, moving him down in the order, maybe not the worst idea in the world. But yeah, I mean, you can't give up on the guy after. I mean, you signed him for $12 million. Like, you committed quite a bit of money to this guy, and he's hit his entire career. So I think you got to give him a little more time. I know it's really frustrating right now because he looks completely lost up there.
Yeah, that bat looks so slow. He cannot get that barrel out there.
Yeah, you just gotta keep playing him and hope he comes around. So, and I think like he's not going to do this all year. Like I don't know if he's gonna turn into the guy he was pre-injury last season, but he's not gonna do this all year. I think we all know that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, or I was right. You were agreeing with me, but yeah, we're right. So yeah, let's give him some time and hope he snaps out of it. Yeah, hopefully starting this week, starting tomorrow, it'd be great. But yeah.
With that said, I didn't like the signing when it happened. I still don't like the signing now, but we got him, and he's got to start hitting, and you need him to hit.
Yeah, look, this team needs to win the National League Central. They've never won the National League Central. That's an embarrassing thing for a team with the great tradition that the Pirates have. This team needs to make the playoffs. This team they need to be working right now on improving the team. Like, they don't need to wait to the trade deadline and be buyers, which they do need to be buyers at trade deadline, but they're going to have to acquire some relief pitchers because a couple of them are going to die any day now. And, we could still get better at third base, or, who knows? That's up to them, but they should be working on improving this team. And at some point, how long can you wait on somebody? It's time. Like, this is it. Like, you can't be wasting this opportunity, right? They're a good team. The division does not look overwhelmingly better than them. You said it, the goal is the playoffs. Well, let's keep, so you can only wait so long on some things.
Yeah. With that said, they're 9-5 with him. So yeah, you hope that, once he gets going, you keep winning. So
right. He picks it up when somebody else cools off. It's, that's how it goes in a baseball season, right? Not everybody's hot all year long. So
that's how it goes. All right. I think it's time to give away some sandwiches. What do you think, Doug?
I absolutely. These ones should taste especially good after today's victory.
We're at 149 entries. Let's get to 150 real quick. While we're waiting for you to get that, make sure you hit like, subscribe to the page if you haven't, raise it in the comments. Doug, the Pirates are underdogs tomorrow, plus 108 money line against the Cubs. Bubba versus Tyone. So,
yeah, they've been underdogs in both games of the series, and my bank account reflects that. I love getting them at plus money. You got Braxton Ashcraft pitching today at plus money. Was an under. I just loved it.
I boosted it to plus 186, I think.
Oh, did you really? Yeah.
Which was outstanding. Yeah, worked out great. All right. Let's give away some sandwiches. We're at 151 entries. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us after that win on a Saturday late afternoon. Again, we're going to give away 2 sandwiches to 2 different people. First winner is it is going to be Mr. Bacon Pants. That's a great name. Congratulations.
Name. Way to go, Mr. Bacon Pants. And that is Mr. Bacon Pants, right?
Yes.
Don't be calling him Billy Bacon Pants.
Mr. Bacon Pants. Make sure you email northshore9@gmail.com. Just give us your email address associated with your Permani Brothers account, and we'll get those 2 sandwiches loaded for you. Next winner, Miles Altman 3503. Shout out Miles. You know the drill. northshore9@gmail.com.
I'm pretty sure Miles has won. Yeah, has won before, right?
Miles has definitely won before. I don't know if he's won this year, but
I think it was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I was actually walking out of the home opener, I think, and I was walking out of PNC Park, and all of a sudden someone just yells my name, and I'm walking, and he's like, "It's Miles from the chat." So
you're a celebrity, Jim. So you are a celebrity.
Miles. Congratulations. All right, Doug. Pirates, Cubs tomorrow. They're gonna look for the sweep again. Bubba versus Tyone. 2:20 start time. I mean, they already won the series, so you don't want to get too greedy, but man, a sweep over the Cubs in Chicago would be awesome.
I think you go for the sweep because you were supposed to lose today, and you stole that loss. So tomorrow would be the game that would win to like win the series. Theoretically, if this game went the way it would have gone in the past, has gone many times. So we might as well just sweep them.
We might as well.
I hate the Cubs. Yeah, I hate the Cubs. The term June swoon was invented for the Chicago Cubs, right? From the start of the National League East up into the 90s, they had been on first place in the NL East in June more than any of the other teams, and it had not won it, didn't win it until I think 1984, and then once in 1989. That was it. They would be on first place on June 1st, and they would swoon. And I loved it every year, embraced it.
You know what? Let's just make them swoon right now.
Right. Let's April swoon.
April swoon. Real quick, too, I want to shout out Johnny D92. He became a YouTube member today. Appreciate you there. If you're a YouTube member, it's 99 cents, and you get access to all the cool emojis in the chat. So appreciate everybody. Awesome. This was a fun one. Again, that game was wild. It was a wild game to watch. Just a roller coaster of emotions. I called it fun. It was fun at times, but this post game was very fun. You guys were awesome. If you're watching or listening, appreciate you all. And yeah, Doug, let's sweep them tomorrow, okay?
Let's sweep them tomorrow. Let's ride into next week on a hot streak, and then we'll see you guys all at the tailgate on Saturday.
Good call.
It's a week away.
One week from the tailgate. Canal Street lot, just north of the stadium. If you're looking on a map, it's northeast of the stadium, over by the Nova Place, the garage. But yeah, looking forward to it.
If tailgating with us isn't enough, it is Paul Skeen's Cy Young bobblehead day. This one actually might have legs.
I'm gonna say Paul Skeen's bobblehead day, but also Paul Skeen's, I believe, is going to be in line to start that game.
Yeah, that's how it looks.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome.
Yep. All right, guys.
No hitter coming.
This was the NS9 Postgame Show, powered by Permane Brothers. You all rock. Pirates win 4-3 in extras. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.